Hey you guys, don't mind the echo in here. I'm in my garage. Just wanted to show you a couple ways to use the natural light that's out there. It's a little after 11 a.m. right now, so that means lots of sun. All right, so I'm gonna talk about raccoon eyes. So if a model notices, you gotta step up your game and get rid of those raccoon eyes. So let me show you what I'm talking about. You saw what happened when I was in the direct sun. Again, it's about 11. Yeah, so anyway, if you put your subject in the direct sun, you're gonna get those ugly raccoon eyes. And right now, the sun is almost directly above, so there's no way of trying to backlight your subject. Now, my house is behind me and the shadow's falling forward. That means the sun is somewhat behind me. So if I step out, you can see that the sun is behind me and I'm not getting the raccoon eyes, but look at the forehead. So it's not ideal. You can kind of turn, get the raccoon eyes if I'm facing the sun. Sorry about the wind. So as I do a 360, that's not bad right there. So it's kind of hitting me from back here. Now if I tilt my chin down a little bit, I don't get the highlights on the forehead as much, but it's not ideal. You still get a little bit. So if I tilt my head just up a little bit, sun is way too high. So in this case, go ahead, find some shade. Bam. Look how nice that looks. So if you do have to shoot at these horrible hours, then try your best to find shade. Now when you shoot in the shade, you have to think about your background because it's gonna be bright and it's gonna be blown out in most cases. Okay, so here I'm exposing the camera for my face. Well, look at the background. It's super bright. I would underexpose it a little bit, maybe even more than this for photos, but you can see some color in the highlight. Now look at what's happening here. So you see the sun is bouncing off the ground and it's coming up. So if I block that light from hitting the side of my face, you see it gets darker, blocking that light from coming back up to hit my face. Think about how the light bounces off of surfaces. So I've got the ground and the light is coming from my right side because that light is bouncing down off the ground, off the fence, everywhere. And you can see this side is a little bit darker, and that's nice to have shadows in the face because then it sculpts it, gives it depth, and it's not just one wide face. And you just want a little bit of a fill. And how I'm getting that fill, so the light that's bouncing off the ground hits that window and it bounces it back to my face. But you can see it's a lot softer than this side. Pay attention, use buildings, use walls. All right, so now I'm facing the sun. So I've got the raccoon eyes. That's something you don't want. It's hard to fix. Look how my nose appears bigger because the light is hitting the nose, my cheek, but not my eyes. So we're gonna turn the other way. If you look carefully, you can see the side of the face here is starting to pick up some of the light. Now this light is just bouncing from the fence back to my face. But if I move away, you see that? I don't have to be right next to it. So from about 5 feet away, it's still hitting the side of my face. All right, so here's another situation that looks really nice because you have a dark background and I'm lit up nicely by the sun. And because I'm in the shade, you don't have to worry about the raccoon eyes. You don't have to worry about all the ugly shadows, just the ugly face. And how am I doing this? I'm just standing in between a doorway. So just standing in the doorway, headshots are really nice because the background becomes darker, and in post you can crush the blacks and just make it so it's a nice black background, so you don't see anything that's actually behind the person. So this is a really great way of getting some headshot portraits. Another way is shooting under parking garages where you're at the edge, where the light's just coming in, but not directly hitting the person's face, just bouncing off the ground and the ceiling. Is it a ceiling? The top of the... Anyway, this is without using the help of a reflector or a scrim. So if you plan your shots, you know the time of day you're gonna shoot. Pay attention to the direction of the sunlight that's coming down. That way you know which direction you can pose your person and hopefully get some amazing shots. Hopefully that tip helped. And if there's anything else you guys want me to cover, leave some comments below.